Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a really quick low carb keto Zuppa Toscana soup recipe for you that is so delicious. It's really fast. You can make this if you have the meat thawed out within about 20 minutes. It doesn't take very long, and I didn't thaw out my bone broth ahead of time, so I just did the quick thaw in some hot water. But I just start this soup by browning some, I like hot Italian sausage. You can use mild, but I do the hot Italian sausage. And while my bone broth is actually like thawing out in the sink, I'm just gonna go ahead and prep the other stuff that I need to put in the soup along with the meat, which is onions and garlic. And it calls for a half of a large onion or a medium onion. I don't like it as oniony, so this is kind of how I do it. I just put in half of a large onion, not even quite fully a half of the large onion. And then I just use my handy dandy little chopper machine, which you can find on my Amazon storefront if you want to know how to find one of these little mini choppers. It just chops the entire onion up for me in like 10 seconds. So, but anyways, I just put that onion into my meat and kind of let it simmer all together in there while my bone broth, or I don't even think it was bone broth actually, it's just beef stock, was thawing out in the sink. And then I will be able to add that here in just a second. But I'm just gonna add salt and pepper to my taste, but you can add salt and pepper to it to your taste, or no salt at all if you think the meat is already salty enough, and likely it will be. I didn't find it too salty when I finished this recipe, but I didn't really measure out the amount of salt that I added to it. I just did like a little twist of the pink Himalayan sea salt that I keep right there on my stove. So anyways, you can kind of do it to your own taste. But yeah, it just went ahead and let my bone broth thaw out, and getting ready to add that in. It didn't completely thaw all the way. There was still kind of like a big chunk of of ice in there, or like chunk of bone broth in there. And so I just went ahead and put it in there, the pot anyway, and I figured, I'm just gonna turn it on high and let it simmer anyways, and it'll thaw out really quickly on the stove. So that's what I did, and it worked out. It still didn't take me really long time to do this, but this is one of those recipes that you can just do when you're trying to fill yourself up, cook for your family, and do it in a fast and healthy way. And that's why I really love this soup. Plus, you're getting a lot of really great veggies in there, like the cauliflower. You're gonna get spinach. I put an entire bag of spinach in this soup. You could also just make this soup for just yourself for the week and have it for different lunches throughout the week, and however you want to do it. But it actually serves probably 6 to 8 people the way that I'm showing you how to do it in today's video. But this is a 2-quart pot that I'm using. You probably could have used a 3-quart, because spinach before it's cooked obviously takes up a lot of space. But once it thaws, not thaws, what's the word? Cooks down, it kind of like shrivels up and doesn't take up as much space. So it worked out for me to put that entire bag of spinach in the pot and just kind of mix it around and smush it down in there and just let it simmer probably for about 5 minutes before it was like awesome and just kind of squished down in there, and I had plenty more space in my pot, and I could turn it down from a rolling boil to just more like a simmer, and I think it probably only took me like 5 minutes. So then I realized that the cauliflower, I used frozen cauliflower, and I cooked it in the microwave while I was doing my meat. So I was multitasking the thawing of the bone broth and getting the cauliflower in the microwave to cook that real quick before I added it to the pot. I didn't want to put frozen cauliflower in there. So I realized that the cauliflower flowerets were a lot bigger than I wanted, so I was just chopping those up a little bit right here to kind of get them to be smaller in the soup. I just wanted to. You don't have to, but that's kind of what I'm doing. So in case you were wondering, and that is pretty much it. I mean, like, that is it. The only thing I didn't show you because I forgot to hit record, so sorry about that, was me adding the garlic to the recipe, and I did that right after I did the onions early on. So you just kind of let it simmer for about another few minutes, 3 to 5 minutes at the most, and you are good to go. You could also add some Parmesan cheese to the top of your soup if you really wanted to. I didn't, but you could. And this is a really healthy, nutritious, filling meal anytime. So I hope you guys love this video. If you did, please give it a quick thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time.